Hello, Chillify channel owner. I'm ready to bring your stories to life. My hometown is full of strange tales. I wasn't born on my ancestral land. My paternal grandparents' family had to relocate due to famine, settling in a new place. So, my father's generation and mine were born where they eventually made their home. My maternal family's story is similar. My maternal family has two uncles who are shamans, but my paternal family doesn't. I occasionally visit my paternal hometown, though it's not far. The accent there is very distinct and heavy, but I don't speak that way since I was born elsewhere. My story wasn't particularly remarkable as I grew up. My rebellious teenage years, my terrible grades, constantly disappointed my family. My parents decided to send me back to the countryside, away from my troublesome friends. Of course, I was upset and had no desire to study or live there. Let me tell you a bit about my hometown. It's a small island in Quechuang province. Legend has it that 7 ancestors arrived by boat from an unknown land, discovered this island, and settled there. Since then, the island has slowly developed. I am a descendant of one of those 7 mysterious ancestors. I was transferred to a new school and had to live at Auntie Mai's house in the countryside at the beginning of the new school year. For me, everything was new. New friends, new teachers, and especially many new mysteries. Only one strange tomb, situated right in the middle of this small island, wasn't new at all. It had been there for ages, though no one knew exactly how long. There were many legends surrounding this nameless white tomb. Some said it existed even before the 7 ancestors discovered and settled here. Others claimed the 7 ancestors did something that led to its creation. Of course, no one knew the real truth. I, for one, didn't care what it was. As soon as I arrived, my relatives warned me to stay away from that tomb. But warnings are one thing, and following them is another. At my age, high school, I was full of curiosity and recklessness. I didn't believe in such irrational things. But the most irrational thing was Lucas. I had no idea where he came from or why he had to come here to study, even though I knew him from somewhere else. Yet, we shared a common spirit since childhood, so at least I had a friend to confide in. I was afraid I wouldn't see him again after moving here. But somehow, this guy ended up in the same school as me. He lived at his aunt's house a few doors down from mine. It must be fate. He also liked ghost stories but was incredibly cowardly. I told him about the white tomb in the middle of the island. He shrieked, "No way, absolutely not. Get that stupid idea out of your head right now. I'm not crazy enough for that, are you?" "Seriously, what kind of man are you, afraid of ghosts?" I scoffed. "No matter what, I'm coming to call for you at 11 p.m. tonight." Go away, he retorted. "Okay, so our brotherhood all these years, how deep is it really?" "Just go," I yelled. "No need to boast, just show up." "All right." It was already 11 p.m. The curiosity within me surged stronger than ever. Even though I was scared, everyone on this island was afraid, not just me. But if no one else would do it, then I would. "Lucas, let's go." "Wait a minute. What are you holding?" "A crucifix, amen." "Good heavens, since when did you convert?" "I just want to be safe. I don't know what that thing is." We chatted for a while, and it was already past 11 p.m. We decided to sneak out into the night. The wind howled, signaling an approaching thunderstorm. But who cared? Now was the time to go all out. 11:52 p.m. "This tomb looks normal, doesn't it? What's there to be afraid of?" "I don't know, man. I just feel a shiver down my spine," Lucas said nervously. "Good heavens, do you see something white on that ancient oak tree over there?" "See what?" I pretended not to, trying to reassure myself, but I saw it too. "Am I the only one seeing this? Let's go home." "Yeah, let's go home." I was scared too. I pedaled the bike and he sat behind, holding the flashlight to guide our way. I pedaled calmly, while he screamed and wailed from the back. I knew that for the living to be still, the dead must rest, so I ignored him. A lingering shadow followed right behind us. I sped up, it sped up. I slowed down, it slowed down. I turned my head to look back, it looked at me, a ghostly smile spreading across its face, revealing teeth that grew in no discernible pattern. I shrieked at the top of my lungs. Lucas, sitting behind, was equally terrified. We abandoned our bikes and ran for our lives, the sound of our frantic footsteps echoing somewhere in that dark, stormy night. Karma always catches up. Goo-hoo, I was scared, truly terrified. I ran breathlessly all the way to Lucas's house. He was dazed and I was stunned. We thought we had escaped, but no. That was only the beginning of all the chaos, of death and the mystery of this living hell, of the evil from the underworld manifesting. After that night, Lucas and I had no mind for studying. We decided to find more allies. After all, 3 against 1 might not be fair, but we needed to find someone truly stubborn, not some coward who would run at the first sign of fear. Our target was Alex. He was both foolish and stubborn, exactly what we needed. A little about Alex. He was a guy who got into flirting very early. He constantly flirted with girls, so we called him Alex the Flirt. Speaking of which, earlier, we all gathered for a meal, and after eating, he hopped on his rickety bike and disappeared, leaving Lucas and me and a few others behind. Lucas and I approached him. "Hey, friend." "What? Speak up." "Lucas and I officially want to be friends with you. Just buy me a pack of cigarettes every day, then we can be friends, no problem," he replied cheekily. I whispered to Lucas, "We don't have any money to buy him cigarettes every day. Forget it, let's just ignore him." I turned back to Alex and said, "We don't have much money, but our friendship is strong. So, every time I crave a smoke, will you bring that strong friendship out to help me with my addiction?" He scoffed. "We don't have cigarettes, but tomorrow, we'll invite you to Auntie Mai's house. There'll be a surprise in Lucas's room." "What? Tell me now." "Just some good quality pipe tobacco, a few puffs." "Cigarettes harm your lungs," Alex said. "That stuff's okay, otherwise forget it." "You're asking for a lot. Fine, no friendship then." "What's the big deal? What time tomorrow?" he asked, suddenly interested. "I thought you didn't want to." 7 p.m. tomorrow evening, early so we'll have energy for school." "All right." After school, I quickly went home to shower and prepare some special pipe tobacco, planning to pretend to go to Lucas's house for a study group later. 7 p.m. "Lucas, let's go. Today's math is too hard, man." "Yeah." Alex and I entered the house, greeting politely. For a mild-faced, bespectacled guy like me, these little deceptions were easy. Upstairs in the room, Lucas quickly locked the door and our friendship-fueled "Hi" began. Alex smoked like a chimney. He saw good stuff and just kept puffing. Lucas and I exchanged glances and smiled, sharing the same thought. "You're dead meat, buddy. Once you're involved with us, there's no escape." 40 minutes later, we were all high, staring at each other and giggling like idiots. For some unknown reason, Lucas stumbled and opened the door, walking out like a zombie. Despite my spinning head, I noticed something was off. Normally, when he got high, he'd lie still, staring at the ceiling, either laughing or crying depending on his mood, but walking out like this was wrong. Very wrong. I tried to pull myself together and told Alex to go see if Lucas was making explosives. "Ha ha ha." "What was that?" "Heh, he's off to make an atomic bong." Drunk and disoriented, Alex and I shuffled behind Lucas. But wait, this path looked awfully familiar. Damn it, it was the path to the white tomb in the middle of the island. I tried to control my mind because this wasn't what was supposed to happen. It was spiraling out of control. I violently grabbed Alex. "Damn it, the tomb in the middle of the island." "Huh, what tomb? The tomb in the middle of the island?" Alex's words snapped him out of his high, but by the time he sobered up, it was too late. The two of us saw Lucas slowly carrying someone, shambling towards that tomb. We were terrified. The person Lucas was carrying turned to look at us. A long, red, dangling tongue was wrapped around Lucas's body. "Lead him away." "Oh no, this is it. Are you scared?" "Yes, very scared." "Even if you're scared, we have to save him. But how?" "No matter what, we have to save him. Hurry." My legs trembled uncontrollably. My hand clutched a peace talisman, thinking of my parents. "Forgive me, I have to go save my friend." Lucas shambled towards the white tomb. Under the faint moonlight, he was banging his head against the tomb. The shadowy figure he was carrying now sat regally on the tomb. Around it were dozens of other shadows, their feet not touching the ground, looking eerily strange. Some had missing arms, others were headless, a truly horrific scene. The croaking of frogs in the night only intensified the chill. Alex had fainted at some point, perhaps befriending him was a mistake. I gathered all my strength and screamed into the night, "Get out! Let my friend go." Suddenly, dozens of blood-red eyes turned towards me and a demonic smile spread across their faces. The shadow with the long, dangling tongue effortlessly wrapped its tongue around my neck, pulling me with an invisible force towards Lucas. Lucas continued to bang his head against the tomb, blood flowing. My tears fell, and my fear turned into rage. I always carried a switchblade for self-defense. I pulled out the knife, flicked it open, brandished it, and yelled, "I'll fight you all to the death." The grotesque creatures seemed amused. They were so tangible, yet so invisible. I felt a chill run down my arm every time I swung the knife through one of them. I was so terrified that I peed myself. They looked at me and cackled with perverse delight. "You don't want to live, you want to die? Tonight, your wish will be granted." "Who are you?" "Me, I am the lord of this island. Have I satisfied your question before you join us?" Suddenly, my left hand, still clutching the knife, clenched my lips tightly and slashed. The knife was covered in blood, my blood was flowing. I pressed the knife straight against my wet, foul-smelling crotch. They panicked slightly, backing away from us. In the distance, Alex had regained consciousness, but upon seeing the scene, he fainted for a second time. It's true what they say, don't fear a strong enemy, only a stupid teammate. They retreated further. I swung my knife at the nearest legless shadow. It shrieked wildly. I slapped Lucas's face, but it was no use. His eyes were bloodshot and rolled back. This was bad, but I didn't know what to do. The long-tongued entity seemed unwilling to let me go. It tried to use its long, crimson tongue to pull my head down to the ground. I pressed the knife against its tongue, but it was too strong. I was helpless. I don't know anymore. Tonight, will Lucas, Alex, or I be dragged to the underworld? I don't know. All this curiosity, foolishness, and recklessness would probably be paid for with blood and tears. I resigned myself to dying tonight. In the distance, I saw many lights, as if someone was searching. My throat tightened. I gathered the last of my strength to scream, "Help!" It seemed the search party heard me. Flashlight beams flickered closer. I smirked, then collapsed, knowing nothing more. I vaguely opened my eyes to find myself in a hospital. My parents and Lucas were around me. Where was Alex? Half conscious, I pulled out the IV, my limbs wobbly, and stumbled around looking for Alex. But everyone held me back. I had dragged him into this forbidden story. I managed to ask, "Where's Alex, everyone?" My mom, sitting beside me, said he was fine and had gone home. "Don't worry, son." I felt a little relieved and closed my eyes, drifting off to sleep. I was so tired. When I woke up, everyone recounted that after we hadn't returned by 11 p.m. and couldn't be reached, they worried and went looking for us. Auntie Mai said, "I told you, never go near that place. Why are you so foolish? You didn't listen to me." "I'm sorry," I said, "but it's something mysterious. You know me, Auntie, I'm curious and interested in the spiritual world. Just leave me alone." "Leave you alone? How can I? I overheard your parents talking about sending you to America to study. Keep causing trouble here and you'll be gone." "Going there to marry a Western girl sounds fun, Auntie, doesn't it?" "I'm speechless with this boy," she exclaimed. "I just said that, but I didn't want to leave this place at all, didn't want to go overseas. A foreign land with a language barrier, I didn't want it." I had recovered and was well. My mom told me, "Son, you caused trouble at home and even more trouble here. These matters are no joke. Your father and I have decided you'll go there to study and become a better person, okay? Finish your last few days here with your friends and teachers, then get ready." "Mom, do you want me to be a Kali playboy over there? Or do you want me to go there and get angry, then teach those punks a lesson?" My mom is so patriotic, I thought. "I'll kick you a few times right now. How about I send you to Africa to play instead?" No, I surrender. "Goodbye, Mom, I'm going." "Where are you going?" "I'm going to the restroom. Don't you let me do my private business." "Just go, quickly. If your brother comes back, he'll punch you and no one can stop him." "Yes." Today was Thursday. We had missed several days of school. As usual, I went to pick up Lucas for school, but today was sad because in just a few days, I would have to leave this brainless friend. He was awake but looked very unusual. I asked, "What's wrong, man?" "I don't know," he replied. When I was unconscious, I saw you, me, Alex, and some strange girl all dying together. I'm so scared. The dream keeps repeating. What should I do? Should we go apologize to it? Let me think. I'm not scared. These petty things can't harm us. I don't know. It's all your fault. Enough with the fuss. Are we going to school or not? Hurry up. I went to class as usual. I looked around, knowing I would soon have to leave this place. 15 minutes into class, the homeroom teacher entered, bringing a new female student. She was very pretty. Before she even finished introducing herself, Lucas pointed at the new student and shrieked, "Good heavens, a demon!" Then he fainted on the spot. Poor me, I had to take him to the infirmary. Every time things got exciting, this guy would snap. But it was also strange. He wasn't crazy enough to pull a stunt like that. Clearly, there had to be something perplexing going on here. After school, I went around asking people who the Lord of the Island was, but everyone just shook their heads. I was about to leave, but I had dragged my 2 friends into this messy, deadly curiosity. 2 lives, not a joke. Oh, by the way, the new girl sat at my desk. She was so pretty, everyone. Her name was Sophia. Lucas had been unconscious for so long that everyone worried and took him to the hospital. I went to visit him and asked, "What's with the demon thing, man?" "It's her. She's the one who died with us 3 brothers." "What does she have to do with the 3 of us? Are you a cosmic prophet or the descendant of one?" "Oh, if you don't believe me, I won't say any more. Hey, your aunt said you're going to America to be a playboy." "I don't know about that. Go get some rest. I'll pick you up for school tomorrow." "Get out, I'm fine now." I walked down the road, lost in a myriad of thoughts. How strange. Looking at her, my heart was suddenly filled with longing. Was it love at first sight, a lifelong enchantment? A new day dawned, and I still picked up Lucas for school. But Lucas looked at Sophia with an expression that screamed, "Oh my God, a demon?" Yet, I ignored him, making conversation and getting to know her. Of course, due to her beauty, many others also stared at her. I gradually started talking to her more and became closer. With my flowery words, I also won her over. Suddenly, I no longer wanted to go to America. I had to go back and beg my mom. The school bell rang, and I said goodbye to her, walking home with Lucas. As we ambled out of the school gate, we were blocked by a few youths with wild, messy hair. One guy in a uniform jutted his chin towards me. "Heard you're about to win over Sophia, huh?" "Just friends, why?" My heart pounded. "If I can't have her, no one can." "That's your problem. What does it have to do with me?" "You mean you want to disrespect me, right? Do you know who I am?" "No, I only know my brother. Who are you? If Google doesn't list you, I don't know." After that statement, the guy and his gang, covered in tattoos, charged at me. I only had time to shout, "Lucas, damn it." At that moment, the school gate was more crowded than ever. Somewhere, I caught a glimpse of Sophia's figure, which fueled my determination like never before. I immediately pulled out my switchblade, remembering my brother's advice about where to strike. Lucas came running with a brick and told the other student to aim for the head. His henchmen weren't to be outdone. They rushed over, pulled out a bag of badminton rackets. I knew what was inside. I yelled, "Damn it, they have knives. Run." "If you don't want to fight to the death, I'm begging you, do you want to end up in the hospital again? Did you call your brother?" "I did, but it's so far. When will he get here?" "Damn it." The other guys brought out their weapons, while Lucas held a red brick. We stood back to back. The student who was hit held a long knife, and the others held iron pipes. I asked Lucas, "Are you ready, my friend? If I fall, you have to take care of all of them." They charged at the 2 of us. Lucas managed to hit one of the wild-haired guys, but the rest repeatedly struck him with pipes. Alex watched from a distance, eyes wide with fear. I smirked. The small knife in my hand couldn't block that long knife. I was slashed, falling to my knees. Lucas tensed, threw the red brick straight at the student. Then he was continuously beaten by the other guys. At this point, I felt no pain, only a burning resentment. The knife in my hand, I fiercely lunged forward and stabbed, not caring where it landed anymore. Lucas's blood fell again, mixing with my own flowing blood. Seeing this, the others became even more enraged. They charged, relentlessly beating the 2 of us. I struggled up and stabbed again. Someone cried out in pain and collapsed. The more this happened, the more their blood boiled. The wild-haired guy snatched the knife from his fallen subordinate, who had been hit in the head with a brick, and rushed at us. The switchblade in my hand was too small. He lunged and slashed at Lucas, but my friend had suffered enough with me. I rolled over and embraced Lucas, taking a full slash myself. It hurt terribly, but I gritted my teeth and endured. Lucas looked at me with tender eyes. That look scared me more than any ghost. Goosebumps erupted in waves. Alex, perhaps seeing our immense pain, fumbled around, picked up a nearby iron bar and charged, hitting the knife wielder directly. After he landed a solid blow, the village police arrived. They appeared like gods, and we were like fools. They gently extended their hands and took everyone to the station. I was in terrible pain and agony, taken directly to the hospital. My parents once again had to return to the countryside because of me. But this time, my brother was also there. I received a few stitches and was unconscious for long periods. Half awake, half asleep, I felt a soft and somewhat warm hand holding mine. I felt happy, but when I suddenly remembered Lucas's stupid face, I quickly woke up. Fortunately, it was Sophia. When did she come to visit me? I looked at her and asked, "When did you get here?" "I just arrived a little while ago." She quickly withdrew her hand, blushing. I didn't know when I fell in love with her, only that I loved her deeply. It wasn't because of her beauty, but simply a love so profound within me. Her innocence made my heart beat faster than ever. I felt stronger than ever, deciding to be direct. I asked Sophia, "Has anyone ever told you that you're an amazing girl? And have you ever wanted to hear me say that I love you? Don't be so silent, because silence will kill my heart right now. If you don't mind, will you be my girlfriend?" "You should rest now. I'm going home." Oh, but she left in a hurry, making me feel like I was falling straight to the ground from a great height. Oh, my heart shattered. A moment later, Lucas limped in and asked me, "What did you do to make that demoness walk away smiling like a crazy person? I don't understand it. I can tell right away she's not from this planet." "You be quiet, friend. I'm in love, okay? And what about the other thing?" "You and I acted in self-defense. Those guys are all arrested." "Oh, God has eyes, but you look kind of creepy to me." "Get out." "No, I'm not gay, okay? I'm dreaming about Van from the other class. She's really pretty." "Whatever." We argued loudly in the hospital, and then he limped away. No one visited me at the hospital that night. I truly felt lonely. Lying restless in the room, I felt bored. So many games, so many movies, nothing felt interesting anymore. I started to drift off to sleep. I felt a chill in my leg. Someone seemed to be nudging my foot, but there was no one else in my private room. Half asleep, I ignored it. A moment later, I still felt a nudge. I became furious and snapped, "What are you teasing? Let me sleep. Otherwise, come out here and fight." It was really annoying. In the dark and desolate night of the hospital, the sounds of patients' families crying as they bid farewell to loved ones going to the afterlife, the blurriness in my eyes and nose, a shadow lingered by the window. I rubbed my eyes, but the shadow remained out there, lingering. Can ghosts fly? This is the third floor, not a joke. Or perhaps. Oh no, the shadow was half black, half white, appearing and disappearing. The rustling wind in the treetops, suddenly it looked at me. Somewhere a faint voice echoed, "Karma is sealed, you cannot escape." I cowered in the corner of my bed, pulling the blanket over my head, a natural reflex. I might be loud-mouthed, but this was truly terrifying. I peeked out the window. It was still standing there, still with a pale face, still with those grotesque teeth. But this face strongly resembled someone. In my fear, I realized it looked very much like Sophia. It moved closer to me, and now it was standing right in front of my bed. Hair disheveled, a putrid smell of decomposition made me nauseous. "The one who slept in the grave has rested peacefully. Why do you awaken them?" I was silent. My mind was blank. This foolishness made me more afraid than ever. The shadow gradually faded into the space, leaving behind a dark night. I was terrified, but I had already fallen in love with her. Should I choose my heart or listen to reason? I stayed awake that entire night, and truly, only by staying up all night do you realize how long it is. The next day, after school, Lucas rushed straight to the hospital to visit me. My parents still had some matters to attend to, but my brother was nowhere to be seen. Although I knew if he showed up, my life would be even more messed up. I nervously looked at Lucas, recounting the events of last night. Just as I started the story, Sophia arrived, holding a container of porridge. She gently knocked on the door. I looked at her more closely and noticed her vacant eyes, but my heart still fluttered uncontrollably. Sometimes, choices change an entire destiny. It's just whether that choice is right or wrong, black or red. Red is fine, but black, forget it. Lucas mumbled, looking at Sophia with a strange gaze, but she ignored him, came closer to me, and placed the porridge container on the table. Lucas greeted me, then quietly slipped away. The space was left to the two of us. I instinctively took Sophia's hand, but I felt something strange, very strange. Her hand was no longer warm as it had been. Instead, it was chillingly cold. What in the world did she have to do with this? Before I could speak, she began, "Do you remember what happened yesterday?" I started to feel a chill. Yesterday, so much happened yesterday, I can't remember. Then never mind. I didn't know what she was asking because, truly, at this moment, I had so many things I wanted to ask her, wanted to clarify, but I couldn't speak. What was it? Could you remind me? You know, those sedatives make people forget very quickly. So, have you ever forgotten me? How could I forget you when you're like this? Yesterday you said you loved me, so did I accept. Ah, but you ran away then. Because I was shy, and also, I wanted to think it through carefully. So, what's your answer? Guess. If I could guess, I'd be a fortune teller, Sophia. My brain is slow. I can't handle these complicated issues. I just want to say that I love you too. I froze for 10 seconds. To love or not to love, not to love or how to love. I didn't know what to do anymore because so many things were unexpected, especially her. I was afraid of something invisible and tangible, then I was afraid of her. At this moment, I was truly stuck, unable to think of anything rational. Should I listen to my heart or choose reason? I froze for 10 seconds, stunned or happy, an end or a beginning. The instinct of a young man surged within me. At this point, what was modesty? I nodded in happiness, but also full of worry and thought. She said, "I want to hear what you say, not just a nod." I agree, but why do you love me? I don't know either. I'm too shy. I don't know what to say anymore. Oh, let me tell you about my brother fighting. You have a brother? Yes, what about you? I have an older sister, but unfortunately, if it's a sad story, never mind. Just as I mentioned my brother, he was already there and had heard our entire conversation. Still the same aura, still the same frowning face. He gently walked over to me, turned to Sophia and said, "Why do you love him, making a girl's life so hard? He's foolish and lazy, completely useless." "Hello, brother," she greeted him. "He's telling the truth. This guy, he doesn't study. He's always caught up in ghost stories and conflicts. You see," I cut him off. "My brother is so sweet." All right, get well quickly so you can do the paperwork and leave. You've caused too much trouble here." Sophia looked stunned and asked my brother, "Where is he going, brother?" "He's going to America to cause a lot of trouble. Our parents are making him go." I subtly saw Sophia's sadness. She remained silent, not saying a word, the corners of her eyes reddening, as if on the verge of tears. "Brother, are you really my brother?" If I'm not your brother, who am I? Do you love me? Stop rambling and get to the point. I won't cause any more trouble, but I don't want to go. Please help me. Her eyes showed a pitiful expression. Just calm down. I don't want you to go either. Let me figure something out. My brother spoke briefly, then left. Sophia did too. When I fell in love with Sophia, I started to investigate why she was here. I learned about her deceased sister, only to find out it was a twin sister, and things became even more complicated. I woke up feeling much better. I called my mom. "Mom, I really don't want to go. I promise to be good. Please, have pity on me and don't make me go anymore. My brother has told you everything too." "I trust you, son. But my child, love is for striving in your studies, not for losing your mind and forgetting everything." "Yes, I love you, Mom." I smiled happily. I wouldn't have to leave Sophia. Life went on normally until I had a strange dream. Very strange. I saw two girls, one buried, one alive. I saw an old man holding some kind of seal, pointing it directly at the young, deceased girl. Then everything turned to look at me with vacant eyes. I woke up with a start. The gentle autumn wind whistled, but somewhere, a chill pervaded my soul. I told Lucas about the dream and the unfinished story about Sophia. Lucas exclaimed, "Quickly, connect it. I'm so scared." Lucas and I investigated Sophia's family. Her house was quite far away, but her ancestral hometown was absolutely untraceable. I asked everyone around, but all I knew was that Sophia's grandmother was a mysterious person, inaccessible to anyone, and Sophia was the only link to the outside world. Sophia's grandmother was quite old, but the question was, what was the connection between Sophia and that tomb? It had existed for a very long time, while Sophia was still young. Even a twin sister would only be around her age. What the hell was this? I asked around, but no one knew much. It must have something to do with the twin sister. I nudged Lucas. Tonight, let's get Alex, the three of us, and go back to the tomb to see what happens. Aren't you tired of this? Do you want to kill me and only then be satisfied? If we leave it like this, sooner or later you'll go crazy. Once you start, you have to see it through. You're such a menace. How can I ever hang out with you? Oh God, get away from me. It sounds positive, but it's very cryptic. So, is it a deal? I quietly walked away, ignoring Lucas's lingering calls behind me. I just drifted. The appointed time arrived. Alex seemed braver, but there was still something about him that annoyed me. After reviewing some information, there was something next to the tomb that no one knew about, or rather, no one dared to approach. And after our incident, the locals were even more bewildered and worshipped the tomb more, which only annoyed me further. Shovels and hose in hand, we approached and began to dig. I prayed in all sorts of ways. The white tomb, faintly illuminated by the moonlight, exuded an unsettling aura. Lucas started whimpering loudly. Oh no, this is it. I scooped the first shovelful of dirt, and something invisible knocked the shovel away. Looking left and right, Alex had somehow already touched the tomb. Oh no, we've done something stupid. Lucas was dazed, like he was high, leaving only me sober. The shadows from before reappeared, still with the long-tongued figure, but this time there was also a girl. It was the girl I had seen by the window. In the howling wind, a voice shrieked, "You escaped once, but where will you run now?" I smirked. Oh really? Why don't you catch me? Before I die, can I ask who this girl is? Is she alive or dead? Who is she? She's just someone. What do you, a snot-nosed kid, think you're going to do? She's a demon by my side. Ha ha ha. Oh, is that so? So you died a long time ago and haven't updated your news? Goodbye. I slipped my hand into my pocket, dialing my brother's number. Everything happened silently. Uncle John slowly emerged from somewhere, holding a net covered in talismans. I looked at the entity and yelled, "Damn you, this game is mine. I'm human, I'm not stupid." I laughed heartily. He was trapped squarely in the iron net with the demoness. He struggled, as if unable to bear the confinement, while the demoness seemed to have accepted her fate. Drops of blood rolled from the corners of her eyes. I approached and said, "Sophia, if it's you, I'm sorry. The mortal world couldn't protect you. I await the day we reunite in the afterlife." I closed my eyes, tears falling. The game was over. Suddenly, Sophia came running from somewhere. She knelt down, embraced my legs, and cried, "Please, no." I was stunned. What was happening? I went from one surprise to another, my mind in chaos. The sound of a bell and a wooden fish resounded. Should I give up or continue? I looked at her and she looked at me. Two pairs of eyes, yet like strangers. Suddenly, Sophia ran out and tore apart Uncle John's net. I was dumbfounded, not knowing what to do, when the long-tongued ghost howled. "How can you mortals dare to touch me?" Uncle John shouted, "Hold it back or it will destroy everything." At this moment, I was still dumbfounded, and Sophia was crying, covering her face. I hated to see a girl's tears. I hugged her, but it felt like embracing a soulless corpse. The indefinite black void, with faint flashlight beams, made the scene even more eerie. She cried herself unconscious on my shoulder. I didn't know what to do, so I carried her home. But unfortunately, I couldn't enter her house. I had to turn back and carry her to my house. My brother and Uncle John shook their heads in dismay and returned straight to the city. They seemed to have some plan but didn't tell me. I continued to carry Sophia, murmuring to myself. She was so cold, like a corpse. I feared that coldness, mixed with the fragrance of a young girl, would truly awaken the evil in my heart. No, I told myself, I cannot let desire blind me. I carried her to Auntie Mai's house. Auntie Mai opened the door and looked at Sophia with a concerned expression. I quickly said, "She's my friend. It's a long story, I'll tell you tomorrow, Auntie. For now, I'll take her to my room." I greeted Auntie Mai and hurried upstairs. I took off my shoes and placed her on the bed, lightly covering her with a blanket, then went to wash up. After washing up, I entered the room, unrolled a mat on the floor, and lay there, lost in thought. Between happiness and sorrow, hardship and joy, who could comprehend this human condition? I looked at her, and the inner turmoil of a young man surged within me. I was dazed, thinking, should I just go for it? I tiptoed closer to Sophia. Beneath her shirt, her breasts rose and fell with her breathing, and it felt as if something had turned to stone. This was not good. I closed my eyes, punched myself hard in the arm. I told myself, no, she's someone's daughter, not some senseless rock. But reason was one thing, and desire had been heightened more than ever. I bravely nudged Sophia awake. Hey, hey, hey. She was still as cold as before. I shivered slightly. I touched her skin, it was icy. Daring to take a greater risk, I placed my hand on Sophia's chest. Pressing gently, it was so soft and her heart was still beating. I was continuously flustered. Sophia opened her eyes, drifted for a moment, then cried again. I gently embraced her. At this moment, my mind was no longer my own. Suddenly, outside the window, I saw someone with a halo of light. A voice whispered in my ear, "Human life is full of sorrows. If love lasts 100 years, it is still 100 years. After the rain, the sky clears. Do not get caught in the cycle of samsara and create future karma. All the profound truths must be experienced through suffering to escape the myriad battles of the three realms." I listened for 30 seconds, not yet understanding what was happening, when Sophia was kneeling, crying at an entity I didn't recognize. I asked Sophia, "What's going on?" "When the wooden fish bell rings, it's a time of great chaos in the underworld, and I don't know either." "What did you do that for?" "I don't want to say, don't force me." "Do you love me? Please answer with your heart. I am your life, not a game. Do you believe in the Buddha's will?" "You seem to know more than I do." "My life is full of sorrow and hardship. If you truly love me, can you hold my hand tightly and walk with me through the mortal world, breaking the boundary between yin and yang, brother?" "Why does that sound so scary? What were you trying to do to me just now? Do you want to?" Her hands were slowly unbuttoning her shirt, revealing her breasts. I was so conflicted. My brain felt shrunken, but the image of that tomb drained all my emotions. What was this, and what about those strange days? Were they related? I gently took her hand and put it down, slowly rebuttoning the buttons she had undone, and said, "I don't need your body, I only need you. I love you." I hugged her and went to sleep, my mind filled with thoughts. Would this mortal love lead to separation? The sound of the wooden fish, I didn't understand why. The alarm clock rang. I reached out for her unconsciously, but there was only empty space. I woke up with a start, rubbing my eyes. Where was she? I saw a note on my desk with beautiful handwriting. "I'm sorry, perhaps I was stubborn and didn't believe in the Buddha's will. It's time for me to go, but my love for you is real. Like countless scriptures, it cannot fade with time. I must turn back. This ordeal is my own doing." I hastily got dressed and went downstairs to ask everyone, and Auntie Mai said she saw Sophia leave early, saying she was going home to get ready for school. "Yes, ma'am." I quickly biked to Lucas's house and yelled, "I'm busy, walk later." I vaguely heard Lucas cursing, but I ignored him. I biked to school and stood silently outside Sophia's classroom. Still the same seat. Even though it was almost time for class, I didn't see Sophia anywhere. I went into the class and asked, but no one knew. I didn't care. As I ambled down the stairs, I ran into the homeroom teacher. He yelled at me, "It's time for class, where are you going?" "Skipping school." "Sir," I said, my voice low, "before it goes too far beyond my control." "Oh, so you're threatening me?" My frustration had reached a peak. Meeting this incompetent person made me want to unleash it all on the teacher. "Just one word, teacher. Please leave it alone." "What do you want to do to me?" The irritation and impudence of adolescence. I lunged, punching the teacher until his eye was purple, followed by a flurry of kicks. My mouth spewed a torrent of curses, truly angry. The teacher shrieked, "Oh my God, people, a murderer!" I kicked the teacher hard in the mouth, his lips swelled, and he stopped screaming. Having released my pent-up anger, I rushed to the bike shed to get my bicycle, where I met the security guard. "I respect you, sir. If anyone asks why the gate was opened, just say I threatened you." The guard nodded and opened the gate for me. I flew on my bike straight to Sophia's house. After observing and peeking around like a thief, I decided to jump in. After fumbling around and finally getting inside, I was stunned by the sight within this mysterious house. What is this? Is this hell on earth? Shock overwhelmed my fear. This was just the second floor. I saw black dogs with all 4 legs severed, blood splattered everywhere on the floor, the stench of blood, the reek of rotting flesh, and the whimpering of the legless dogs. I was shocked and nauseous, running straight home, not daring to look back, utterly terrified. Upon reaching home, I was still stunned, panting heavily. I had never been so scared. Was this Sophia's grandmother's house? Was this where Sophia was staying? Thousands of why questions swirled in my head with no answers. I picked up my phone to call Sophia, but it was still the familiar voice, the subscriber you are calling. My fear was greater than ever. It was such a mess. Sadly, I picked up the phone and called my mom. Mom, can I please have some money? For what? Food, lodging, sleep, studies, monthly expenses, they're all covered. Why do you need more? I have a personal matter, Mom. I really need a specific amount. Hurry up, I'm busy. 5 million, Mom. What are you doing that costs 5 million? Just some personal matters this month, Mom. I'll tell you later. All right, you're grown up, do whatever you want, just don't upset me. Yes. After my conversation with Mom, 10 minutes later, Auntie Mai came upstairs and gave me the money. I called Lucas. Do you have any money left? What for, man? Tonight, let's go drown our sorrows, I'm so sad. Is it about beautiful Sophia? I told you, but you only listened to part of it. Where are we going? I have 2 million left, just enough to call Alex and try him out. Okay, so let him party it up. We'll cover him, he won't have enough money even if he sells himself. I still have 6 million here, more than enough. Okay, confirm the exact schedule. 8 p.m. tonight, take a taxi to the city. Deal. I pushed everything else aside. I was missing her. The appointed time arrived. I went to Lucas's house and asked to sleep over. Tomorrow was Sunday, so I was free, but he, on the contrary, asked to sleep at my place. Both Lucas and Alex arrived. We called a taxi and drove straight to a bar in the city. Stepping into the bar, the music was thumping. Girls were scantily clad. I ordered drinks and a few other things. Alex looked bewildered and asked me, going all out like this? If you play, don't think. If you think, don't play. I told Lucas to order more drinks. In the intoxicating taste of the strong alcohol, I thought I could forget her, could distance myself from her. Her leaving without a word made me sad, very sad. Here the music was so frantic. Was I the only one slowing down? A few more strong drinks and I was delirious, calling Sophia's name in the middle of the bar, crying like a lovesick fool. I tried to stay sober and told Lucas, get a room, it's too noisy here, that's enough. What about the money? Don't worry, I can get it. I tried to stay awake, but my mouth was still twisted. I grabbed my phone, went to my contacts, and called David. Hello, what's up, my love? Transfer me 10 million. Going big, huh? For friends, it's 3% interest, okay. Okay, brother, all in, room 666. Money will be there in 15 minutes. Hurry, brother. The three of us went to the next room. David arrived. We joined the revelry. Of course, we also called a few pretty girls, but why did I feel nothing? My heart was still longing for Sophia. The whirling music made me fall into a drunken stupor, calling her name in the night. My love, you traded happiness for sorrow. My lips burned, do you know? I stumbled, feeling her presence around me. In my delirium, I hugged someone and cried. Cried like a child, pouring out all my feelings, and passed out without realizing. I vaguely opened my eyes. Why was my body without a stitch of clothing? In the middle of the night, I was hugging someone. It felt familiar, but also strange. It was Sophia, but not Sophia. I looked at the girl, both strange and familiar, a familiar feeling but an unfamiliar face. The frantic music was gone, the space was strangely quiet. I turned the girl lying next to me. Good heavens, what is this? Her face was all right. She was sound asleep. I nudged her awake. Hey friend, wake up, hey friend. Huh, where is this? Isn't this a motel? Where? Last night you cried and brought me here, didn't you? Who are you? I'm the one you hugged last night. Oh my God, I felt guilty towards Sophia, and more than that, I thought I needed to be more careful. I couldn't believe it. The strange girl said to me, I truly didn't expect this. I'm disappointed in you. Just because of desire, you couldn't control yourself until I returned. You gambled everything, threw everything away, and that included me. Huh, what now? I staked my fate on you, and yet, don't look for me anymore, it's useless. Goodbye, the man I loved very much. I didn't understand what was happening. The strange girl had passed out at some point, muttering, thirsty. I was more confused than ever. I picked up the phone and called Uncle John in the middle of the night. His voice was sleepy. "Uncle, tell me the story. The contract to exchange one's fate and soul for a demon. My beloved staked her fate on me, and then, as you know, what should I do, Uncle? I don't want to lose her." "We can't yet determine if Sophia is human or what. That night at the White Tomb, I glimpsed her, but she was definitely not entirely human. I don't quite understand yet." "I'll explain later. Have you heard of a doppelganger?" "Can you explain it more clearly, please?" "More precisely, a doppelganger. You need to find your doppelganger. They could be anywhere on this earth. And what's more, you have to find them before things get worse." "But why? Where should I look?" "Let me call the spirits, then we'll talk more." I had to find my doppelganger? What does that mean? Too confusing. I felt like a fool amidst endless nothingness. I got a bottle of water for the girl who was muttering, exhausted. I lay there thinking. That mysterious tomb was not as simple as I thought. It was much more complicated. Was this a trick of fate, or the price I had to pay for all my foolishness? I tossed and turned until morning and then drove the girl home. I pulled out 1,000,000 dong. She shook her head, refusing. "I like you, that's why I slept with you. Don't exchange my feelings for these small bills. Goodbye, I'm going in." I froze for a long moment. Life can be so perplexing sometimes. This continuing story, I guess I'll have to do it myself with my mom's help. Just as I thought that, my mom called. "Son, you should take a few days off school. Auntie Mai just told me everything." "Yes, Mom, what's going on?" "The family will help you. Come home and resolve this story. Uncle John says it's quite dangerous, and you are my son." "Yes, Mom," I secretly rejoiced. With the family's strength, a few minor evil spirits were nothing. But what about Sophia's grandmother? Was she her grandmother or something else? I was truly confused. And whose soul was Sophia exchanging? Was that other girl her sister, or simply a doppelganger? The sun was setting, casting an indefinite shroud over this place. Why was I so sleepy today? As if some force was pulling me deep into a dream. What kind of scene was this? Whose daughter was this, so beautiful like a Hanoi beauty queen? The two girls turned their faces and I was stunned. Those were not human faces, they were merely skulls wearing hair, nothing more. The two of them slowly advanced towards me. No, it couldn't be like this. I ran headlong, but the faster I ran, the closer they got. The crunching sound of breaking bones, the insane laughter in the deep forest. These two girls stepped in front of me, their clothes now transformed into wedding gowns. A voice from somewhere. "She's your wife, accept her." I recoiled, crawling backward, but my leg was caught. A force stronger than me dragged me like a dog being pulled. I struggled hopelessly, the scenery changing constantly, from summer to autumn, from winter to summer. Each scene blurred with someone's shadow. Tears welled up in my eyes. I saw Uncle John, I saw my brother, but I didn't see Sophia. And more than that, I felt a sense of hatred. The things I didn't know were truly vague and chaotic. I feared a mystery. I feared that tomb, and I was gradually starting to fear Sophia. Was she an angel or a devil? Hate lingered somewhere around here. But I didn't realize it was her until much later. The shadows gradually vanished behind intertwining black and white tombs. I kept being dragged like that. After a while, I reached the end of the road. A lingering scent filled the air. The figure of a tall, muscular young man, handsome and fair, dressed in old-fashioned clothes, held a glass of red wine, swirling it, sniffing it, then spoke to me. "Hello." I wanted to curse him fiercely, but my mouth wouldn't move. As if by some magical power, that guy slowly changed. The wine glass in his hand turned into moss, his face and body gradually transformed, the fragrance mixing with the smell of rotting flesh, revealing internal organs and bones, then vanishing into space. The two skeletal women still clung tightly to me, forcing me to witness the horrific scene and smell this stench. I struggled, wanting to break free, but I couldn't. That young man transformed into the long-tongued ghost from the deep grave. I was more panicked and terrified than ever. He echoed towards me, "Thank you for waking me after so many years of slumber. Lang lang." I woke up to the alarm clock ringing at 6 a.m. I was drenched in sweat and fear, even though the sky was already bright. My limbs trembled uncontrollably. I had no energy left. I forced myself out of bed and went to school. I picked up Lucas. His face was as blank as usual, and I no longer cared about anything. I went to school and didn't forget to stop by Sophia's classroom. Oh, there she was. I seemed to forget everything from last night. After the brawl, the school knew the reason and had transferred Sophia to another class. I ran breathlessly and stood in front of the person I loved. I shouted, "Do you know I've been looking for you?" Then I hugged her and said, "I miss you." Sophia was like a stranger to me, pushing me away, her eyes looking at me blankly. "Huh, who are you? Who are you to hug me like that? Don't be so rude." Sophia was a complete stranger to me. I was truly surprised. Her body was hers, but her soul was someone else. I stubbornly persisted, but it was no use. I felt as humiliated as a dog in front of her class. Bitter shame replaced my initial joy. I dragged myself back to my classroom, burying my face in my arms, not caring about anything anymore. Love truly is a miraculous thing. It completely changes one's thoughts and makes the impossible possible. Lucas nudged me. "Still sad, so are we going to party tonight?" "I'm out of money. I still owe David." "Then let's have a reasonable round of drinks to drown our sorrows." "But won't that be too dissolute?" "A little alcohol, and you'll see life more beautifully." "More philosophy, neglect your studies, but you're great at partying." I felt life was so dark. It was all Lucas's fault for his foolish suggestions. Confused about my studies, I immediately ran to Lucas's house. I held 3 bottles of banana-infused liquor, not forgetting to call Alex. The 3 of us sat drinking with a few bags of dried beef and a chicken Alex brought from somewhere. Tipsy from the alcohol, I began, "The most fun thing in life is to provoke. Have you guys ever provoked the spirits of the dead?" Lucas slurred, "Playing with dogs is more fun, but with the departed, who knows?" Alex chirped, "All right, brothers, let's mess with that guy. What's there to be afraid of? We're human, not thin air. I've only been scared a few times. Now I have a thick skull dipped in chili salt." The story of the 3 drunken friends determined to reclaim their dignity and seek justice at the White Tomb. Love helps us turn soft into hard, but alcohol helps us turn the unthinkable into reality. The 3 drunken friends stumbled, heads down, swearing as they walked. They cursed everything from cannabis to the liquor cellar because they were too drunk. They cursed indiscriminately, from side to side, even took the opportunity to curse the traitors to the nation. Their curses drowned out the sounds of the underworld. The White Tomb gradually appeared before them. Alex approached the tomb, patted and rubbed it, then cursed, "Damn you, show yourselves to us, come out and entertain us." The wind rustled the trees, the bright moon was obscured by dark clouds, and the wind howled louder. Lucas cheered. Good heavens, Alex called them out. "Oh, Princess Lucas, summon the demon-faced, dog-souled guy here so we can pee on his face." The ghost of the tomb appeared in the murky darkness. I saw Sophia standing next to him, the long-tongued demon. Her hands were chained. I rushed forward but passed through him like an illusion. Sophia cried, but it wasn't tears, it was blood, suffering, and my disbelief. The long-tongued demon changed forms continuously, but the 3 of us were too drunk. We just stood there laughing, clapping, and yelling, "Keep going, we're scared." "Haha, hurry up, transform again." "Hey, I dare you to transform into something else. Haha." The long-tongued demon transformed into all sorts of things, then looked at us, bored. "Am I your plaything? I'll kill these brats right now." Alex taunted, "Go ahead and hit thin air, you fool. Where's your tongue? Show us." Red. Oh, I brought a flashlight. Help me dance to the music." "One puff, you dog, I mean you ghost." Then the 3 of us laughed like lunatics again. The long-tongued ghost looked at us, thoroughly bored, completely bewildered. "Try laughing one more time and I'll send you straight to the king of hell." The 3 of us fell silent, feigning fear. After 10 seconds, we burst into laughter again. I said, "I'm so scared, I'm freezing, rain and lightning are so annoying." The long-tongued ghost slapped its forehead, looking helpless. A powerful ghost, yet unable to do anything to 3 drunks. It was about to leave when Lucas called back. "Where are you going in such a hurry? Stay and play a bit longer. Let's have a puff and chat." The long-tongued demon looked at us, its eyes momentarily sad. It unchained Sophia and approached us, saying, "I don't want to harm you, but I'm innocent, so why do you keep bothering me and provoking me?" I said, "Because I feel like it, is that okay? I died unjustly and can't find peace here." "What are you crying for? What kind of man are you, acting like a woman? Tell us, maybe we can help." "I died unjustly, and have been wandering for a very long time." "All right, transform into something else. You look like a cucumber head." It transformed back into the person from my dream and told its story. "I was very handsome back then, but I died. I died, you guys. I don't know why, but I want to understand my death. I want revenge. They buried me here, leaving me to wander and scare people, and the locals built this tomb for me. All right, present that later. We're too tired right now. Hey, give Sophia back or I'll smack you. I know, what's the rush? So are we brothers? Yes, I'll help you, but no more messing with us, okay? We parted ways, transforming from enemies into allies. The three of us walked home hand in hand, a sense of relief in our hearts. Waking up the next morning, my head ached terribly. I immediately took 2 painkillers. I picked up Luca's as usual, then went to class. Sophia was standing at my classroom door. Then, unexpectedly, she hugged me tightly and gave me a deep kiss. The students around us murmured in awe. "Thank you for everything, and I love you." I was surprised. Just yesterday, she was pushing me away like a demon. Now she had changed so quickly. I told her, "Let's go to class, honey. I love you too, more than myself." I went into class feeling happy, looking at Lucas and Alex, loving them so much. Today, I was too happy with life. I was lost in thought, but I didn't know if ahead lay happiness or continued days of sorrow and separation. What was the mystery of the death of the person at the bottom of that deep grave? How much more complicated would it get? I didn't know, not at all. I greeted the new day with a refreshed spirit, tidied my books, and went to Lucas's house to pick him up for school. At school, I saw Sophia already standing in front of my classroom door. She gently hugged me and gave me a warm kiss. I felt so happy amidst the hundreds of eyes focused on us. Entering the classroom, I felt immense joy. But it was already past time, so why hadn't Alex come to school yet? I nudged Lucas and asked, "Where's Alex?" "How should I know? I'm not his father." "Just be brief. Why the humming and hawing? Let's study." Alex was absent from school today without explanation. I felt something was wrong. I ran to his house but couldn't find him. What's more, no one knew where he had gone. But I thought the ghost would know. What did it not know? I hastily ran to the white tomb, waiting for the clock to strike noon, the moment when yin and yang intertwine. I prayed for it to appear. It appeared looking battered. I asked, "Do you know where Alex is?" "No, I don't know, but it's probably too late now. The myriad battles of the 3 realms have begun. The sound of the wooden fish in the mortal world has also stopped." What does that mean?" "I don't know either. I'm worried about myself. I don't even know where I'll end up." "Oh, damn it. What? I don't know much about anything. Go ask Sophia. She knows almost everything. Her grandmother, too." What else?" "Just leave me alone. I'm busy. If I stumble and don't get liberated, that would be a hardship." "What's your name, so I can address you easily?" "What's my name at this point? Don't you see everything is changing? If I can make it through and still be here, I'll tell you." It disappeared. I don't know anymore. I had vaguely heard about it, but I thought it wouldn't affect anything. But why my friend? Rushing to Sophia's house, I wondered if I still had enough courage to enter this house. I picked up my phone to call Sophia. The phone rang repeatedly, but no one answered. This was very wrong. Still the old way, I slipped through like a real thief. Still the same terrifying scene, but the dogs were dead, maggots eating their corpses. The pungent smell of blood made me nauseous, but I still tried to control myself to explore this house. I crept down to the first floor. What was this now? No furniture, nothing. Only mugwort and talismans plastered all over the house. This house was so dark. All windows were sealed with black decal paper, and the light was dim, yellowish red. Faintly, I saw a human hand, severed and blackened with messy writing. In a hidden corner of the house, something intrigued me, like a mannequin covered with cloth. I gently lifted the cloth. I was stunned. Was this not Sophia? She was cold and stiff like an embalmed corpse, my mind in a panic. So, was she human or a ghost? What was this entity? I gathered all my strength. There was still the third, the last floor of the house. But strangely, no one was there. The house was silent like an abandoned house. My limbs were weak, but I was determined to uncover the truth. My feet steadily climbed to the 3rd floor. A girl, still in her high school uniform, was arranging something on a strange altar. Sitting on a chair was an old woman, seemingly 70 years old, but she had deep-set eye sockets, a full set of dentures, one hand holding a glass of fresh blood, the other holding a whip. That girl was Sophia, of course, but who was the corpse downstairs? A twin sister or a doppelganger? I couldn't understand it. Sophia cried softly. She stood up, reached for a mugwort plant on the altar, took a knife, slashed the palm of her hand, and dripped her blood onto the plant. Sophia's grandmother shrieked wildly. I was scared, but the reason of a man in love, this protection for Sophia, I thought was necessary. I made a decisive move, lunging forward and kicking the mugwort plant. Sophia's grandmother stood up, her voice hoarse. The chosen one comes uninvited. A guest, stay and play with me. I hugged Sophia and said, "You're her grandmother, why are you so cruel to your own grandchild?" She took out a magical vial and held it up to me. "In love, are we? Do you want her to die? Ha ha ha," Sophia cried, kneeling and hugging her grandmother's legs. "Please, Grandma, he's innocent, it's me. Please spare him, he doesn't deserve this." "If I spare him, who will spare me? I've waited for this day for so long. The myriad battles of the three realms are taking place. The chosen one will make me immortal. Forever young. Ha ha ha, his blood, where is his blood? I smell it. Oh, how fragrant." I recoiled. What was happening? "I don't want to lose you because I've fallen in love with you." "Good, come now, give me your body and she won't be like this anymore." I pulled out my switchblade. I accepted all legal penalties. I charged forward. "If I die, you die too." Sophia threw her hands out to block and took the full force of the knife. Reason pushed my heart. I diverted the knife, stabbing her thigh. Sophia collapsed. The frenzy and recklessness of a young teenager made me more daring than ever. I pushed Sophia aside and continued to charge. Sophia's grandmother threw a handful of something straight at my face. In less than 5 seconds, I felt very high. My head spun like I was on drugs, my limbs lost all strength. I collapsed onto the floor, my vision blurring. I heard Sophia's grandmother's joyous, disgusting laughter. Beside it was Sophia's crying. Sophia seemed to be crawling towards me, embracing me. She cried. Her tears and my beloved's blood were splattered all over me. I weakly reached out and gently touched her cheek. "I'm sorry." Then I passed out. I dimly opened my eyes. My hand was bleeding. Alex was next to me, sharing the same shackles. I weakly called out to him, "What's wrong, man?" "I don't know. I was brought here. I'm hungry." I was like someone waking from a dream or emerging from anesthesia. Then I closed my eyes again, letting the fresh blood continue to flow, little by little. Myriad battles of the three realms? Did that woman simply want eternal life, or did it involve the corpse on the first floor as well? I didn't know. I knew nothing. I hurt both in soul and body. Truly, I just wished I had never existed in this world, only to suffer this torment. I kept calling Sophia's name, half conscious, half asleep. I felt my consciousness fading. My hand was so numb now. Suddenly, I noticed a strange phenomenon. I really wanted to empty my bowels, but I couldn't, because perhaps my anal sphincter seemed to be rebelling against me. Brother, wake up, get out of here, brother." Sophia hurriedly unlocked our shackles, mine and Alex's, but my life force was no longer enough to lift my heavy feet. Sophia bandaged the wound on my hand. Footsteps approached. Sophia panicked. She cried and screamed, "Hurry, brother, go!" I looked at her, weakly saying, "I can't go, let's go together, die together. Wherever you are, I am." She sobbed. Sophia's grandmother came down. I looked at her and smirked. She was no longer human. Right, so what if I'm not human? What's the point of being human when you compete, conspire and try to kill each other? Oh, this chaotic world, I act on behalf of heaven. Ha ha ha. Her laughter was truly savage. What have you done that you can claim to act on behalf of heaven? You audacious wretch, what else do you have to lose? I hugged Sophia, and she took a deep breath. This scent, this body, perhaps we were about to bid farewell. Her grandmother pulled out a needle and approached me. Sophia pleaded, "You've lost what you've lost, don't create more karma, Grandma." Who died? No one died here. I was too tired. Alex, too, was slowly waking up. He was crying and begging. I snapped, "Damn it, at worst we'll join our ancestors. What's a man to fear? No, I'm so scared. I haven't got married yet. I still have young girlfriends, hot girls I haven't fully enjoyed. A man must die on the battlefield, not in bed with a girl. I only regret that my flesh and blood haven't been able to do anything to repay my parents or benefit this nation." Alex was in tears. I thought he was tough, but he turned out to be just clay. In this situation, I had already made up my mind. I prayed to heaven, if I couldn't take care of Sophia in this life, I hoped to be with her in the next. Oh, Lucas, damn you, I'm about to leave you. Lucas, with my 2 uncles and brother, burst in from somewhere. Oh, Lucas, his face was duller than a black dog. Even if they burned paper money for him later, he'd still probably rise. Sophia's grandmother looked dazed. Uncle Michael said, My nephew may be compatible with the underworld, but that doesn't mean you go around killing people like this. Raising evil spirits every day, do you want to overthrow the underworld? Heaven and earth will destroy you." Sophia's grandmother's voice was hoarse. "So what? A shaman? What good have they done for this world besides fortune-telling? I despise them. So what do you intend to do?" "I will let good people live, and the dead come back to life. Is that not saving this tragic human world?" "You are truly foolish." I thanked heaven and earth. I weakly spoke, "Uncle, there's a green vial, something that contains Sophia's life." "How foolish! She even did this evil to her own grandchild. There must be a carefully hidden truth. Hey, big brother, don't you find this strange?" Uncle John replied, "Yes, but her grandmother couldn't be like that. Do the two grandmothers possess powerful magic, or is it?" The two uncles looked at each other, froze for a moment, then approached Sophia. Uncle John touched Sophia's neck and was startled. "This is bad. Do you remember Van Tran Tamdu?" "I do." "It's a very tangled and insidious thing, but no one has ever been able to master it to that extent." "Well, there it is. This is a doppelganger's body, not her grandmother's granddaughter. This bloodline is sometimes cold, sometimes hot. The vital energy is unevenly distributed. This body is also nurturing an underworld spirit. Van Tran Tamdu will be completely reversed. How can she do that? So where is the host body?" Sophia's grandmother burst into laughter. "You juniors, how can you possibly know? Perhaps you've come here to be buried alongside your grandchildren." My brother, seeing me like this, couldn't control himself and was about to charge at Sophia's grandmother, but Uncle John held him back. "Don't. If something happens to her now, you'll be in legal trouble. Moreover, we don't know what she's done to our boy. If she dies, others who are alive might die with her. You must stay calm." Uncle Michael moved closer to Sophia's grandmother. She was muttering something. Uncle Michael observed, then whispered to Uncle John. Uncle Michael asked Sophia, "Are you raising any animals or plants? Just tell me the truth, because I also consider you like a granddaughter-in-law." Perhaps out of kindness or for some other reason, Sophia paused for a moment, looked at her grandmother, and tears streamed down her face again. She mumbled, "I'm not her biological granddaughter. I was born in a mountainous region of the Northwest, where there are gold mines and many precious stones. One ordinary day, like any other, I walked to school. I don't remember anymore, only that I was in first or second grade. Suddenly, I felt a little dizzy, and when I woke up, I was in a car, tightly bound. She was the one who saved me, took me in, and I've been with her ever since. I can't remember who my family is or what my name is, only vaguely. And she gave me my name and sent me to school. But every time I grew a little older, I did things a little differently. I don't know. I lived with a sister who looked like me. She said it was my twin sister. My sister and I grew up together, always together, full of love." Sophia's grandmother roared, "Silence, are you betraying me?" Sophia fell silent, no longer speaking. She had no more tears to shed, her eyes were swollen. I hugged her. Uncle Michael fidgeted for a moment. "There must be a host body and a heart. This can't be. You and I, we can't seal the Van Tran Tamdu. She spent her entire life practicing dark magic." Uncle John told Sophia's grandmother, "Right and wrong cannot be the same. Right is right, wrong is wrong. You have followed the path of evil spirits, you will suffer for countless lifetimes, unable to reincarnate. The King of Hell will punish you. Turn back, accumulate good deeds for the future. You used righteousness to drive our grandchild to desperation. Our grandchild is also a child. Immortal, which immortal? Where is justice? I am forced to follow the dark spirits, take strength to punish evil, and I am immortal. Ha ha ha." I looked around. Would my name be recorded on the investiture of the gods list? So much of the past influenced my present and future. I didn't want to see ghosts. I had struggled enough. I wished Uncle Michael was by my side, wished he could seal it. I was in endless pain. This cycle of sin, who knows when it began? I felt sorry for Sophia, an innocent girl who, due to the impulses of evil, had to leave her home and do things she never wanted to do. I also foretold my granddaughter's destiny. She is a kind and gentle girl. If heaven won't let her live, I will do it myself." Sophia's grandmother said, tears welling in her eyes. I looked at her with hatred. Birth, old age, sickness, death, everyone must experience them. So what do you want immortality for? Or are you simply thinking only of yourself? Uncle John paced, lost in thought. For now, let's put aside her true motive. But the Van Tran Tamdu is ongoing, slowly changing humanity. There must be a way to stop it. otherwise the underworld will overwhelm the mortal realm. Uncle Michael said, "What should we do, brother? I'm a bit confused about this myself. It's beyond what we know, even talismans can't fight it. The heart closes, everything vanishes. You mean everything ends when she dies? We can't reform her, because the one who creates death is also the one who closes the gate between yin and yang. We can't, not to mention her power, and the most serious problem is this person's body, but another person's soul. She nurtured Sophia because she knew something beforehand. Only a doppelganger can be a replacement." The complexity was escalating more than ever. But the problem was, how did the person in the grave who called me brother fit in? What did it want to do with people? Was there a connection? Thousands of questions popped into my head. "Uncle, there's a detail I haven't told you. It's about the soul in that cold earth. That day when I caused trouble, it later said it failed. It really failed. Why did I trust the words of a demon? Don't you see how many illogical things there are? For someone who has died in bitterness until today, its power is more than enough to kill you, let alone me." Uncle John turned to look at Sophia's grandmother. "So what does it need me for? Or does it simply want help? No, it can't be like that." Uncle Michael told Sophia's grandmother, "Give up your evil intentions. You know well that following evil never ends well. If not for yourself, then think of your children and grandchildren for future generations. Everyone must die, that heart must stop beating, and then cross over to the other world." "No, I have no heart, you can't do anything. You are mere mortals." Sophia was wavering between two thoughts. Should I or shouldn't I love or say goodbye? With her body language, I guessed her dilemma, and perhaps she knew almost the entire truth. "Sophia, my love, I don't care about right or wrong. I'm listening to my heart, following my heart's lead. My love for you will never fade. My love for you is deep. If being with you is the worst thing, then perhaps my life would be nothing peaceful. I want to marry you, take both this body and soul. And I also want to go to your parents and discuss this. Break free from this cycle so I can love you more." This feeling I had for her perhaps touched her heart. Joy is easy to forget, but sorrow never is. I tried to create joy for her to erase that deep-seated sorrow. Sophia stumbled as if her heart and mind were telling her to go upstairs. Sophia's grandmother knew where she was going. She shrieked, "You ungrateful wretch, I raised you. If I die, I won't let you go." I said, "Now people throw away electric rice cookers, Grandma. You kidnapped a girl when she was little to fulfill your evil ambition. No human can be miraculously evil like that. Do you know how her parents are doing back home?" "I don't care." "How can you be like that? It's a shame that such deception hides a troubled heart." Sophia came downstairs with the mugwort plant, which was now wilting because I had kicked it and broken it. I saw black blood flowing from its roots. Sophia's grandmother shrieked and cried, oh my grandchild, you've done this to my grandchild, so all you wretched people will never have a good life." Uncle Michael picked up the mugwort plant. He gently stroked it, then gently placed it in a small jar. "I know what this is. I know what you're doing. Stop it. Here's the heart. But your granddaughter's body at this moment is already withered. The girl you kidnapped to replace her also has no value. Life and death are the will of heaven. Everyone has their fate. Don't go against this cycle of reincarnation." We walked out of that oppressive house together. Sophia gathered a few belongings, and before leaving, she knelt and bowed to her grandmother, then walked away with me. And from that moment, I knew how my life would be. My mom was understanding with her children, and she accepted our relationship, treating Sophia as if she were her own daughter. Things happened very quickly. I was afraid Sophia would leave me. Everything has its reasons. I knew Uncle John had taken that vial containing her life, but I was worried. Now the two uncles were busy dealing with that strange thing so Sophia would be free of all chains. Otherwise, I couldn't eat or sleep peacefully, holding the one I loved but not knowing when we would part. I wasn't afraid of evil spirits making me lose her. I was afraid of something else. That was her feelings. That was loving someone who didn't love me back. Sometimes the truth is brutal, and yet I stubbornly persisted. Stubbornly loved her, hurting every day. I knew it was better to suffer one big pain than this, but I couldn't. This was the long development of this life. Embracing her every night, I couldn't feel this love. So what was I striving for? I didn't know anymore. Did she need time to love me, or was it simply an excuse for the words, "I'm sorry, I can't love you"? Oh, if you can't love, why do you need time? I was dazed, but I still tried to love, even though my heart was broken and couldn't heal. So cruel, I dared not tell anyone this painful truth. She was still here, still the same. Lang Lang, where the hell are you? Something's wrong with Alex. Huh, what is it? Go to BC Bridge right now and see. He's standing on the bridge railing, talking nonsense. I quickly rushed out, not forgetting to call Uncle John. Alex was standing on the bridge railing, constantly speaking words no one understood. Flowers are like flowers, moon is like moon, why is my fate so uncertain? This body I dedicate to you in the dark place of sorrows, let me shed this form. His eyes were wide open, staring. It was all messed up. It was only early morning and he was like this. How could we study today? Uncle John called. Pay attention to what he's saying. It's a possessed spirit. Pull him down and wait for me. I yelled at Lucas. You knew about this, why didn't you call me earlier? I just found out, I called you right away. Damn it, pull him down. If he jumps, not even an ox can save him. Lucas and I, with all the strength of two young men, grabbed and pinned him down. His mouth was still spouting a continuous string of curses to the rhythm of a rap song. Let me go or I'll chop you all up. Do you believe I'll burn down your houses tomorrow? I ignored what he said, but in that tone it sounded familiar. I seemed to have heard it somewhere before. Does it sound familiar to you? Kind of, I think I've heard it somewhere. We looked at each other. It's the ghost, who else? It's him. Hey, you, why did you possess my friend? What kind of brotherhood is this? I can see now you're the chosen one. So, let me sacrifice you to the black spirit serpent. Serpent what? What kind of ghost would trick a mortal? What kind of spirit serpent? I know a great snake restaurant. Let's go eat. Don't blaspheme, you'll die a miserable death. It was him, and I thought. Uncle John arrived and shook his head, looking at Alex. His karma is heavy, he's easily influenced by spirits. The spirit possessing him, I see, makes his karma truly heavy. This situation spun out of control, leaving me with no mind for anything else. The one I loved didn't love me at all. And now, my friend was possessed, stuck in a sea of suffering. This torment no one had ever experienced. The things of the past had shaped me today. I guess I'll have to change professions and go around catching ghosts. I turned to Uncle John and asked, he has such heavy karma, what should we do, Uncle? Let me expel the thing residing in his body first. I thought back to myself, what did I do to be struck down like this? I felt Sophia came into my life as if by divine arrangement to strike directly at my heart, to strike deep into my very ancestors, causing me immense spiritual pain. Oh, this fate, I stood up, lost in thought. Lucas shouted, are you dazed? How can I hold him down alone? Hurry up. I woke with a start, quickly pinning him down. Uncle John held some kind of magical, slightly pungent water and sprinkled it on Alex. He cried out in pain. For some reason, I also cried along with him, tears welling up in my eyes. I cried not for him, but for Sophia. The one I loved didn't love me at all. I still had to hide this, unable to tell anyone, carrying this bitterness in my heart. Uncle John said, in broad daylight, why possess a mortal? I will call the heavenly soldiers to arrest you and punish you appropriately. Heavenly and whatever soldiers? Just be quiet, old man. Yin and yang are chaotic. I only believe in underworld soldiers. Uncle John took out a small bagua, placed it on Alex's stomach, sprinkled some white wine and bowed to the 4 directions and 8 points. He mumbled incantations. Nothing would have happened until he began to whip Alex with a willow branch. His eyes widened, turning blood red. Uncle John tried to restrain him, then bop. A thunderous blow struck Uncle John. I looked over, it was Sophia's grandmother. She had hit my uncle and was now preparing to hit me. I told Lucas to let go and rethink things, or we'd be in trouble. Seeing this, he quickly let go of Alex, who was still convulsing. She helped Alex up. I knew for sure they were on the same side. I picked up Uncle John and ran away. There was no way we could win against Alex, who was possessed. This world was full of deceit. I carried my uncle home and quickly called Uncle Michael and my brother. This situation was not good. Sophia came down from upstairs. I looked at her. Even though I spoke and smiled, my heart was twisted. After this, I would let her be with the one she loved, not me. I thought I had everything, but in reality, I had nothing. Please give me back the beginning when I didn't know love, affection, or pain. Pushing back my tears, she still interacted quite well with my family, but there was no love for me. How painful. The image of her ex-lover still couldn't be erased from her mind. I'm just a replacement, perhaps. Uncle John had slowly regained consciousness, and Uncle Michael was also present. My brother arrived, probably with the intention of protecting me, otherwise this game would be ruined. Uncle John said, now we have quite a few things to deal with. The Van Tran Tamdu, that old woman, and that mysterious thing under the grave. We know her motive, but what is the connection between these two, and the spiritual nature of her granddaughter must be clarified. Let's end this. Uncle Michael took me aside and whispered, "Now, remove all sharp objects from the room, anything that can cause harm. Seal the room completely, then lock the person you love in that room and hide this very securely in the room. Don't let anyone find it." Uncle Michael gave me the magical green vial he took from Sophia's grandmother's house, but now it was scribbled with drawings and had a yellow and white talisman attached. I obediently complied and locked her inside. The more I looked at her beautiful face, the more I hurt. After this, perhaps we will part ways, my love. Swallowing my tears, my mind was in turmoil. She was like a knife piercing my small heart. Perhaps I wasn't enough to erase the image of the ex-lover who had captivated her. We went to Sophia's grandmother's house. She must be there. Where else could she be? Lucas, holding a cigarette, complained to me, "Take a puff, man. You'll need strength for the fight." "I'm so sad, man. After this, maybe I'll need stimulants to forget her. I gave up everything for her, changed everything for the one I loved, and now it has to be like this. It's truly broken." Love fiercely, my friend. The future is still wide open. The only fear is not having money in the mortal world. Time will erase everything. More philosophy. All right, let's finish this. Then we'll go wild, seal the deal. We crept into the house, but strangely, from the basement to the third floor, there was no one. Her granddaughter's corpse was also gone, vanished. "Oh no," I shouted. "The tomb, uncle. They're doing the final ritual, I think so." We rushed straight to the white tomb. It was truly surprising. Her granddaughter's body was lying on the tomb. Miraculously, it was completely intact, without any damage. In some magical way, it had also grown and developed like a normal person, only it had no heart. It was truly unscientific. A gigantic black serpent was slowly coiling around that heartless body. Uncle Michael said, "They worship the black spirit serpent." Lucas, as if high on something, guffawed, "Oh my God, isn't it boring to look at? And it also says that snakes can be cooked into so many delicious dishes. I don't know what kind of creature it is. In this universe, nothing is impossible." Uncle John held up a paper effigy, burned a small talisman, then sprinkled the ashes on the effigy. It seemed he was trying to pull the spirit into Alex's body because Alex was still standing there, self-harming and dripping blood onto the body lying on the tomb. Sophia's grandmother continuously danced and prayed as if possessed. Uncle John said, "Hurry up, or it will dig out her heart to compensate." Without a host to nurture it, it was now replacing it with another. I rushed forward, punching Alex in the face, but he was as fast as a dog, only he didn't bark. He grabbed my fist and twisted it back. He was incredibly strong, his eyes bloodshot as he looked at us. He said, "The game is over, we won." "Ha, you don't stand a chance. Even the girl you love doesn't love you. Even if you are the chosen one, you can't replace the feelings of the one you love. Useless. Love is sacrifice. Even if she's not by my side, if she's with someone else who truly loves her, who makes her smile, makes her happy, I'm content. That's love, man. I accept everything, even having to leave this mortal world for her to live. I accept it." Haha, a useless sacrifice for someone who doesn't love you. Foolish. "Because my love for her is already too great, you idiot." I smiled faintly, looking towards my brother. My brother understood my intention. He grabbed a baseball bat that had been sprinkled with dog blood and quick as a squirrel in the forest, strong as an ox on the table, * bop. He delivered a divine blow to the snake's head. It froze. Sophia's grandmother stopped dancing. Alex flinched, clutching his heart, a little black, viscous blood seeping from his ear. My two uncles rushed out simultaneously, pressing his pressure points and binding him. Sophia's grandmother met the same fate. "Ha ha ha, the spirit serpent won't spare any of you. Enough with cultivating hatred. I will pray for your liberation. You are linked with this old woman, also with the aim of returning to the mortal world, and for what? To avenge the one who killed you. They are already in the Yellow Springs. Give it up." I pulled the snake off the cold body lying on the tomb. "She's so pretty, just like Sophia. What a pity." HMPH, everything fell apart just because of one arrogant kid. I underestimated you too much. I'm sorry, Grandma, you've done enough evil. I noticed the red ring on her hand. Quickly, I pulled it off and shattered it. She shrieked and cried. The Van Tran Tam Du ritual gradually came to a close. We released her. She embraced her granddaughter's body. crying and drinking a dose of poison, committing suicide to follow her granddaughter. We couldn't stop her in time. Alex's body was also returned. My uncle set up an altar for his liberation, hoping he would find peace soon. It ended with compassion. We buried the girl's body with her grandmother. Both sides were complete. So that's how it was, all because of one's desires turning into hatred and sorrow. The small island returned to its true nature, peaceful and pristine. I walked home. Sophia was still sitting there, unreasonably sad. "You've suffered enough for me, perhaps. Don't say any more, I understand." I looked up information and everything related, then spent a whole day taking her home. Her parents were happy to see their daughter again, whom they thought they had lost for many years. I smiled. Happiness was simply her smile on those lips. After a period of sorrow, hiding in the realm of grief, I saw her again. I saw her, everyone. Seeing her with someone else, not me, my heart felt like it was being cut, tears streaming down. The pain was still like the first time, this knife wound still pierced deep, tearing my heart apart. I still waited for her. I was still here, waiting for her to come back. Even though we were only together for a short time, she was enough to awaken my heart, then freeze it again like the cold of winter. Perhaps love is foolish, but I accept it and I can't stop loving and missing her. That's just me. And Sophia, I hate being your friend. If your heart is still beating calmly after this story, please press subscribe to join Soundmark Audio in discovering many other mysteries. Every night, a shiver runs down my spine. M.